Things are now absolutely terrible for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with another deepfake charge, which adds an additional 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison.
That's
and
nuts.
he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
In the long run, do you think that
now
he's
Of course it's not worth it. He going to jail. Of course it's not worth it.
You were obnoxious to everybody, and you think that people are just gonna be okay with it?
Hey, little boy, you get what you pay for, huh?
Disrespectful too. Like,
I mean, come on. Congratulations, you played yourself. Overall, harassing strangers in public should never be incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply picked the worst countries to do it. Maybe not the worst, but definitely terrible countries to be doing this streaming in. Because let's be real, if he was doing this in the US, most likely he would be out on bail, and he would only get a slap on the wrist for any trials that he actually went to.
10 years.
For some reason,
Fuck around and find out.
still operates like it's in the US. And
Good, what about you?
good, can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in a Weston in Boston because I'm currently traveling. But news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck in South Korea for the foreseeable future.
Permanently.
After the trial I watched, he was playing it cool. He was like, oh, nothing's really gonna happen to me. Nothing ever happens. I'll be out in no time. A couple months later, he's lost a lawyer. He's still stuck there. And new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point.
Oh my
God,
He's
yeah.
going to get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So
You're just
now
watching
the
his
reality
streams.
is really starting to set in with this
That's
guy
awful.
as his only friend and financial supporter is starting to get extremely fed up with him
As he
he's getting
should.
more and more charges. But at this point, most people know the story. Absolute moron, goes to Japan, gets in a whole bunch of trouble there, ends up doing about 3 months of jail in Japan, absolutely does not learn his lesson, goes to Israel, gets detained a bunch, gets a bunch of threats, ends up doing something that gets permanently banned on his only platform that he actually makes good money from, which is Kick, and then he ends up fleeing Israel while still permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat, does the same thing all over again. Now, facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has still not learned his lesson. And
He fucked around and found out. What you
want?
because he has not learned his lesson whatsoever.
He kept trying.
He's just been given way too many chances to, pack things up and pivot.
yeah.
Son's a retard. He just kept going to more and more
Other countries.
repressive countries
Yeah.
until somebody finally hit him with a big stick.
Yeah.
Oh well, you get what you pay for, stupid. That's crazy.
I don't understand why he thought nothing would happen to him. Like, people go to other countries and literally get jailed. Like, they go to freaking Israel, right?
Dubai, other places
like all
that.
these places, and yeah, American people do go to jail. Yeah,
Yeah, but,
absolutely,
I
and
mean,
do the time for the crime.
Come on, he's a Gen Z, bruh. He thought there would be no consequences for his actions. He's been getting away with it, doing it for years.
Yep, and that's the problem. America likes to coddle its people.
Right, till you go someplace else and realize that, oh, they play him for keeps over there.
Yeah,
So he keep playing, bro.
they don't like people out of order. Don't get
Hell
out of
nah,
order.
bro. Hell nah. He doing too much internet streaming and not enough TV watching.
Right, and minding their business too much. Like,
Because I could have told you that South Korea ain't a country that I'm about to go play with.
Yeah.
They're way too close to a country that don't give a fuck about nothing. You hear me?
The way he's making content, but instead, he just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why isn't he currently arrested in South Korea? Well, South Korea apparently operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners. Apparently, they don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on taking care of Johnny. They want to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny. So now, Johnny essentially is homeless, except for Hank. He is now a burden to Hank and Hank's family because I guess Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well.
Oh,
Johnny's a
hell
sinking
no.
ship, and he's dragging everyone he can down with
Hey, bro, you
because
gotta go.
Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future.
You gotta
He
go.
cannot leave Korea
Oh,
until
hell no.
all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum of 10.5 years in prison. And just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week, and she was like, really just like, you need to stop drinking. Like, it's ruining your life. You're 24, you know what I mean? You don't need to be drinking and doing this crazy because You know what I mean? Like alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great.
Don't blame it now. Don't cop a plea now.
Down, never give up. It's not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'll truly be a better person if I didn't drink alcohol. I feel like it doesn't bring anything better. It doesn't bring anything positive to my life. You know what I mean?
Does it bring out the best
in you? I can make good content without drinking alcohol, like easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes. But that didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Come party with us.
It's a quiet hour, so.
Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah.
What?
You like this song?
Wait.
Who?
I couldn't hear.
You like who you said?
What?
The Freaky Diddler?
No, son.
Ace it is.
You finished the last one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so he's in the other guy's.
What?
Alright, come hang.
Yo, you bother.
Can you dance with Diddy with me one time?
Well, why are you like drinking so much, man? Come on.
Listen to Diddy with me, please.
Alright.
He's sick of him,
He
bro.
looks like he's fed up.
He's sick of dude.
Why would he be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason I say
That's
this
why
is in
he
an interview,
is where he
actually
is.
admitted that Johnny has ran out of money and Hank is his only lifeline. Even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, "Oh, I actually have money and I'm not broke."
Legal mindset and these channels, they spread like fake narrative that like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true, but that I'm destined.
It is though.
For me, I've been living an okay life here. You know what I mean? I stay with Hank, so I don't really have expenses for living.
But here's
Yeah,
the
because
reality of the
he's
situation.
paying for
I
it.
have sacrificed my finances. You know, like I actually like Johnny ran out of money because they refused Johnny to work. So I've been actually providing for him.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with
He's been feeding you.
legal fees and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Food.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer.
He's been
and stuff
feeding
like that,
you.
and
So you're dependent.
He's a great friend. Like honestly, I
He
respect him for that.
saved your life. He's feeding you. You'd be on the streets.
When I get out of here, a lot of it I do owe to Hank.
Yeah.
He's a real man.
Yeah. So and
Oh, you forever in his
not to
debt.
mention that I
He covered for you.
sacrificed my
This is crazy.
time and space here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo,
the
he
fact
wants
is,
looks so
this is
uncomfortable.
He wants to get him
insane,
out
right?
so fast.
Yeah.
Please get out of
Well,
here.
Hank, from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So
Yeah.
I mean, the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank because apparently he was starving before Hank took him.
That's what I'm saying.
He fed him back to health too. He was very unhealthy.
They fed you.
Yeah, I'm very skinny. Hank Clinton's a
Nah, no way, bro. How this nigga saying I didn't run out of money? Nigga talk about we fed you back to health. Are you
Because
kidding
you
me?
were, he was basically calling you malnourished.
Someone's out here a malnourished fucking African child, bro. He paid his 10 cents a day and he fed you, nigga. He fed you, bro. With the Sarah McLachlan music playing behind it. In the arms of...
That's when he saw you on the streets and that music started playing.
Bro, stop.
Rescued you.
He fed you, nigga. You back in these people country, tearing up everything. And this man, out of the goodness of his heart, he feeding you. And you talking about, oh, I still got money. Oh, you don't got nothing if niggas gotta feed you. I don't want to hear it.
Hank claims when I was living on my own in Korea, I was very skinny and gone.
You're a vagabond,
But that-
literally.
Hank is definitely. People now on the internet are saying I have like a gut and manhood now.
You're like a transient
I'm
drifter.
Hank guy, and Hank
Yeah.
has been feeding me so well.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Really, man.
Saved your life, bro.
Thank you for not letting me starve. Bro fist for that one.
You need to get your
But
life.
apparently things are so bad that Hank, he's being supported by his family. And
Yeah,
his family
got
is
to be.
threatening to cut that off because he keeps on funneling that money back to Johnny.
I risk my family not paying my tuition to help Johnny because I believe that helping Johnny was right thing to do,
Aww.
pretty much.
Your mom hates you. Your mom hates you, right?
Yeah. My mom hates you. My grandparents hate you.
And you said, despite all that,
Despite
he's
all
my
that.
friend, and wrong is being done to him, but I'm going to make sure that he gets out of prison.
Imagine he says-
This
I
guy.
mean, bro.
Why would you ever destroy your own life and ruin your standing with your own family over Johnny? This
Over
is clearly
stranger.
someone who's only using him because he has no options left. But that is still not stopping Hank from allegedly pulling some strings to get Johnny a new attorney. But apparently this attorney isn't from the big leagues. He is an attorney That's about it.
That's
So
about
he's got
it.
both a public defender that was originally covering his Western District case, and a private lawyer which was on the East, which is now registered in the West. So we're going to talk about this lawyer. So we actually predicted who this lawyer was. We had a leak. Ramsey gave a leak about who this lawyer was. We now know officially the lawyer is Choi Guang-ho, or Guang-ho Choi. Choi is his family name. So that is the lawyer that has registered. He is a tax attorney. He is a tax attorney. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years.
Hell no.
Let me say that one more time. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years. He is a tax attorney. So what probably happened, and this is something that we said.
This is all you could get.
This is probably a friend of Hanky Poo's family who got put on this case.
And apparently his entire legal strategy for the
maybe.
deepfake charge has been a complete flop.
Or a good friend.
His whole big legal talk, his whole big legal strategy was, we're going to settle with Bong Bong. We're going to settle with the female victim. We're going to pressure her. And they wanted to threaten her because she showed the image on her stream as well.
Yeah.
But she showed it to show how mad she was about it, being like, this is wrong, right? So he tried to blackmail the victim. And not only did that fail,
Oh, he getting the puffy
it
charges.
literally backfired in his face. When he tried to blackmail
Yo,
the female
son.
victim, the prosecutor probably saw this and said, oh, hell no, we're going to double down and give you another one. And by the way, there will be no settlement on that one because it's with the Korean YouTubers that you are literally attacking and threatening with defamation. Remember, guys, Hank and Johnny have been threatening to sue the Korean YouTubers and myself, by the way, threatening to sue me with defamation in Korea. Do you think that people that you threatened to sue, and you are suing, you literally said you're suing them, you were threatening Dalgoon, you're threatening other people, do you think they're going to come to some settlement with you? By the way, that doesn't even really work in Korean court. Even if they were to say, oh yeah, we agree, they still, the prosecutor could still bring it.
I mean, the issue with Johnny is most of what he says is hot air. Unfortunately for him, the judge and prosecutor might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said a lot of stupid stuff. So it's safe to say this backfires tremendously on this guy. Because let's be real, all he had to do after he got caught, even after making all the mistakes in Japan and all the mistakes in Israel, and I guess all the mistakes in Korea, once they charged him formally, all he had to do was shut up, apologize, be respectful, and he probably would have gotten left off with somewhat of a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
Instead,
and
he
just
does
to
the
get rid of him.
opposite.
Yep.
He disrespects the judge, the prosecutor, the victims,
Right.
the people covering it, and the Korean citizens.
And they have no
That's not gonna
choice.
give you any leniency with the
What is
judge.
his
I mean, the dude is just
problem?
playing the worst cards possible
Right.
as a social experiment to see how the Korean justice system will handle that. But for every day that passes, it seems like the penalty is going to be harsher and harsher. Then to make things worse for himself, apparently, he lost a lawyer.
Just today, we had the public defender step down. Now, that is likely, they were actually removed from the case. That means they weren't the ones who petitioned it. It was the court that did it, probably because he no longer qualifies for a public defender. When you have a private attorney, that typically disqualifies you from having a public defender. So it appears that he was disqualified from that.
So now, the case will be even more expensive for Johnny, or Hank, depending on who's footing the bill here. And Legal Mindset also issued a correction here saying the attorney has actually been to court 5 times in the last 20 years, or at least 5 times. But apparently he's lost all 5 of those cases. So Johnny has now hired a guy who's gone 0 for 5 over the last 20 years. And he's still acting up during his trial. I mean, by the way, Johnny is acting, you would have thought, hey, he hired some big league attorney with this big boy crypto money he has. But the reality is different. And as I stated previously, he's now admitting that it's not worth it anymore. He's banned on Kick. That was the platform he could actually make decent money on. And they're most definitely not going to take him back. And we learned that from Ice Poseidon.
In the long run, do you think that is worth it? At this point, no.
So now, Johnny is permanently banned on Kick. He's also permanently banned from Patreon, apparently.
It's too late.
And Airbnb.
I'm permanently banned from Patreon. Permanently banned from Airbnb.
I don't even know how. Somebody sent some kind of article to Airbnb. They heard it on Airbnb.
So it's hard for him to make a living
That's
streaming.
They
It's
can't.
harder for him to collect donations.
He can't even go in a house.
It's hard for him to live somewhat cheap because Airbnb is a good way to live cheap.
These
when
people
you're
don't want him in your
staying
yard.
abroad. So his options here are Hank's place or expensive hotels. That's tough. But that was the quick Johnny Smalley update. I will return home soon, so I'm not.
That's
Homeboy
crazy.
Is wild.
He ruined his entire life for clicks.
Yeah.
Only to they get banned off the place where they give you the clicks.
I don't understand these obnoxious YouTuber content creators that are just obnoxious, rude to.
They're just whiny
Everybody.
little kids that just disturb fucking strangers.
Yeah, y'all
When you
disturbing the peace.
Right, deadass.
Y'all disturbing the peace.
And when you disturb the strangers and they do something to you,
they don't want you anymore.
and don't be surprised.
You
Don't
get
be
kicked out.
surprised. It is what it is. You deserve every piece of this. The fuck out of here.